Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation. Today I am excited to take you on a journey through Egypt's fascinating history. The title of my presentation is Discovering Egypt's Boy King, King Tutankhamun. We will explore who he was, his significance, and uncover some interesting facts about his life and tomb. Let's get started and dive into the mysterious world of ancient Egypt. Today, we'll start by talking about Tutankhamun, often called Tut. He was an Egyptian pharaoh, which means he was a king, and he lived a long time ago from 1343 BC to 1325 BC. That's over 3000 years ago. His reign is especially fascinating because it's so well known thanks to the discovery of his tomb. In 1922, British archaeologist Howard Carter uncovered his tomb in the Valley of the Kings. This was a huge archaeological find because it was nearly intact and filled with incredible treasures. The discovery of Tut's tomb opened a window into ancient Egypt and helped us understand more about their culture, beliefs, and craftsmanship. So, as we explore his story, keep in mind how this discovery connects to the larger picture of Egyptian history and archaeology's role in uncovering the past. Welcome to our introduction on King Tutankhamun, often called the Boy King. He ruled Egypt during the 18th dynasty, a fascinating period in ancient history. Even though his reign was quite brief, the discovery of his tomb in the 20th century was a game changer. It revealed countless artifacts that gave us incredible insights into ancient Egyptian culture, beliefs, and craftsmanship. Today, I want to share not only the excitement of uncovering this tomb, but also how these treasures have helped us understand Egypt's rich history. This presentation aims to balance the thrill of archaeological discovery with the lasting importance of these artifacts, connecting the past with our ongoing fascination with ancient Egypt. So, on January 5th, 2005, a significant event took place. Tut's remains left his tomb. This was a moment that captured worldwide attention because it marked the first time in over 3000 years that his body was moved. The key point here is how this event symbolized a new chapter in Egyptology and in understanding ancient Egypt itself. By removing Tut's remains, archaeologists aim to study him more closely, perhaps for the first time in history, with modern techniques. This move also sparked a lot of debate about the ethics and the cultural importance of such actions. Connecting this to our overall theme, it highlights the evolving relationship between modern science and ancient history. It's a reminder of how new technologies and perspectives continue to reshape our understanding of the past, opening up fresh insights and sometimes raising new questions. On the 5th of January 2005, a significant event took place. King Tut's mummy was carefully removed from his tomb for a CT scan. This wasn't just any scan. It was a crucial step to uncover more details about his mysterious death. Imagine the scene. The sky was dark and ghostly, creating an eerie atmosphere that symbolized the long lasting mystery surrounding Tut's legacy, which has persisted for over 3300 years. Throughout that day, visitors flocked to his underground tomb, which is about 26 feet deep. They marveled at the incredible wall paintings and his golden face, which still retains that iconic look. Some visitors even mentioned the infamous pharaoh's curse, adding an extra layer of intrigue to the experience. This entire process was part of the Egyptian Mummy Project, initiated back in 2003, aiming to study mummies using modern medical tools and non invasive technology. These efforts are helping us learn more about ancient Egypt while respecting the integrity of these ancient remains. Now let's move on to part 2, which focuses on Howard Carter's incredible discovery and the condition of the mummy. When Carter uncovered the tomb, it was a momentous event in archaeology. His meticulous work led to the discovery of the burial chamber of Tutankhamun, filled with astonishing treasures. One of the most remarkable aspects was the almost untouched state of the tomb, which provided invaluable insights into ancient Egyptian burial practices. As for the mummy itself, it was surprisingly well preserved, though it showed signs of age and some damage, which is typical after thousands of years underground. The condition of the mummy helped researchers understand more about Egyptian mummification techniques and the historical context of Tutankhamun's life and death. This discovery not only captivated the world but also deepened our understanding of Egypt's rich history. It highlights how careful excavation and study can reveal secrets buried for millennia, connecting us to the past in a very tangible way. Howard Carter, a dedicated archaeologist, partnered with Lord Carnarvon, whose financial support was crucial. Their collaboration was driven by persistence and expertise with Carnarvon's resources. This teamwork ultimately led to the discovery of one of the most intact tombs of an Egyptian pharaoh in history. Their partnership highlights how passion and support can come together to uncover some of the most remarkable treasures of ancient Egypt. In 1922, British archaeologist Howard Carter made a groundbreaking discovery, the nearly intact tomb of Tutankhamun. Inside, they found a treasure trove of items, including jewelry and everyday objects, giving us a rare glimpse into ancient Egyptian burial practices. One interesting detail is the shroud decorated with garlands of spring plants like lotus, olive leaves, and cornflowers. This suggests that Tutankhamun was probably buried in March or April, reflecting the season of his burial. Carter's team also noticed that the mummy was firmly stuck to the bottom of the coffin. This happened because of the hardened resin used during the burial rituals, which was meant to preserve and protect the body. All of these discoveries are incredibly significant because they help us understand not just the tomb's contents but also the rituals and timing of burial practices in ancient Egypt. It's a fascinating glimpse into the world of a young king and the elaborate ceremonies surrounding his death. Despite heating the coffin to 149 degrees Fahrenheit in the sun, the body wouldn't loosen. This shows how tightly the mummy was preserved and how challenging it was to access the artifacts inside. Finally, Carter had to cut the mummy free, which was a delicate and difficult process. He chipped away beneath the body and carefully dismantled the skeleton joint by joint to retrieve the beautiful golden ornaments. This method, though effective, meant the body was badly damaged in the process. Carter later reassembled the skeleton in a wooden box, reasoning that leaving the body intact might have made it vulnerable to grave robbers. However, this decision has raised concerns among modern archaeologists because damaging the body can complicate our understanding of ancient burial practices and cultural significance. Overall, this highlights the tough choices faced during early archaeology, balancing preservation, theft prevention, and the integrity of the find. After years of searching and many setbacks, Carter's team was almost ready to give up on the excavation in 1922. It really seemed like they might never almost ready to give up on the excavation in 1922. It really seemed like they might never find what they were looking for. But then, in a dramatic turn during their final season, they made a breakthrough. They uncovered the first step of the tomb's entrance, which reignited their hope and determination. This moment was a real turning point because it transformed their frustration into excitement. It set the stage for what would become one of the most exciting discoveries, opening a nearly untouched royal tomb. This breakthrough not only marked the end of a long and challenging search, but also opened the door to uncovering incredible secrets from the past. When we first entered the tomb, Carter famously described the experience as seeing wonderful things, and that really captures the sense of awe. The chambers revealed an astonishing collection of artifacts, including the iconic gold death mask that has become a symbol of ancient Egypt. Alongside that, there were thousands of other items reflecting royal life, jewelry, tools, and personal possessions. all of which gave us an unprecedented glimpse into the wealth and burial practices of the ancient Egyptians. This discovery was truly groundbreaking because it allowed us to understand not just the grandeur of the tomb but also the cultural and spiritual beliefs surrounding death and the afterlife. It's a perfect example of how uncovering these treasures connects to our overall theme of exploring ancient Egyptian civilization and its enduring legacy. Alright, now let's move on to part 3. Science replaces speculation, a new age of archaeology. What this really means is that we are entering a time where scientific methods are transforming how we understand the past. Gone are the days when archaeologists relied solely on guesswork or assumptions based on limited evidence. Instead, advanced technologies like carbon dating, DNA analysis, and ground penetrating radar are providing us with precise, reliable data. This shift towards scientific approaches allows us to uncover facts that were once hidden or misunderstood. It's like replacing speculation with solid evidence, which fundamentally changes the way we reconstruct history. This new age of archaeology is incredibly exciting because it makes our stories about the past more accurate and detailed. As we've seen throughout this presentation, these scientific breakthroughs help us connect the dots in ways we never could before, making archaeology a truly modern, evidence based science. It's an exciting time where science opening new windows into our ancient world. Modern archaeology has come a long way from simply hunting for treasures. Today, it's much more about scientifically investigating the past. We now use advanced medical tools like X rays, CT scans, and forensic techniques to study ancient remains in detail. For example, in 1968, an X ray of Tutankhamun revealed that his breastbone and front ribs were missing, which raised questions about how he might have died. Then, in 2005, researchers used a portable CT scanner to get a detailed look at his remains. This process, called diagnostic imaging, created about 1,700 cross sectional digital images, allowing us to explore his body without damaging it. These technological advances highlight how modern archaeology is blending science and history to uncover the past more accurately and thoroughly. A minor snag occurred when desert sand jammed the cooling fan, but thankfully, the scan was completed in under 3 hours. Despite that small setback, we managed to get the job done efficiently. Moving on to the actual scan of Tut's body, it was performed head to toe with incredibly fine slices as thin as 0.62 millimeters. This level of detail allowed us to create a highly accurate virtual 3D image of the mummy. Such precision is crucial for examining delicate details without any physical contact. The scan results were then studied by a team of experts in radiology, anatomy, and forensics. Even with all this expertise, two major questions still remain. What exactly caused Tut death, and how old was he when he died? These questions keep us motivated to dig deeper into the mysteries of ancient Egypt. Now, let's explore part 4, which focuses on Tutankhamun's dynasty and the religious upheaval that occurred during this period. This was a time of significant change and challenge for ancient Egypt. Tutankhamun's reign marked a shift back towards traditional religious practices after a period of upheaval. During his time, there was a deliberate move to restore the old gods and re establish the religious order that had been disrupted. This shift is a key example of how religion was deeply intertwined with political stability and identity. The religious upheaval not only affected worship practices but also had a profound impact on art, architecture, and governance. By understanding this period, we gain insight into how religion served as both a unifying force and a source of conflict. Overall, this chapter underscores the importance of religion in shaping Egypt's history and the resilience of its cultural traditions amidst change. The 18th dynasty of Egypt, to which Tutankhamun belonged, was a period of significant change and transformation. It was a time when Egypt was evolving politically, religiously, and culturally. Tutankhamun's grandfather, Amenhotep III, played a crucial role during this time, ruling for about 40 years. His reign was marked by stability and prosperity, setting the stage for the dramatic shifts that would come later. Now, his successor, Akhenaten, is particularly fascinating because he dramatically changed Egypt's religious landscape. He abandoned the traditional gods, especially Amun, who had been worshipped for centuries, and instead promoted the sun god Aten. This shift was revolutionary, as it challenged the long standing religious practices and beliefs of the Egyptian people. Understanding this context helps us see how Tutankhamun's reign was part of a larger period of upheaval and change. His story isn't just about a young king's tomb, it reflects a chapter in Egypt's history where tradition was being questioned and new ideas were emerging. This makes the 18th dynasty especially significant in understanding the evolution of ancient Egyptian civilization and its enduring legacy. So, Akhenaten made some pretty radical changes during his reign. He shifted the religious capital from Thebes to a new city called Amarna, which he also renamed. This was part of his attempt to establish a new monotheistic worship centered around the sun disk Aten. His actions caused major disruptions across Egypt, shaking up the traditional religious and political order. Egyptologist Ray Johnson described this period as a horrific time, nodding that Akhenaten was going a little wacky. His unconventional approach alienated many of his subjects and officials, leading to chaos and instability. After Akhenaten's rule, there was a brief period with Smenkhare on the throne, but it was short lived. Then young Tutankhaten, who was only about 9 years old, took the throne. He is better known as Tutankhamun today. Tutankhamun's reign was marked by efforts to restore the old traditions and religious practices that Akhenaten had disrupted. He even changed his name to reflect this return to the old gods. Sadly, Tutankhamun died unexpectedly, reflect this return to the old gods. Sadly, Tutankhamun died unexpectedly at just 19 years old after ruling for about 9 years. This period highlights how rapid and tumultuous changes in leadership and religion could drastically impact Egypt's stability, which ties into our overall theme of how leadership shapes history. For centuries, Tutankhamun was largely forgotten by history, overshadowed by more prominent pharaohs whose achievements and legacies were better documented and celebrated. His name was not as widely recognized, and his tomb remained hidden for thousands of years. It was only in the 20th century that his story truly came back into the spotlight. This resurgence began with the remarkable discovery by Howard Carter and Lord Carnarvon in 1922 when they uncovered his nearly intact tomb in the Valley of the Kings. This find was extraordinary because it provided an almost untouched glimpse into ancient Egyptian burial practices and art. The rediscovery of Tutankhamun's tomb sparked worldwide interest, captivating the public and experts alike, and revolutionized our understanding of Egypt's New Kingdom period. It shifted the focus of Egyptology and brought renewed attention to the richness and complexity of ancient Egypt's history. So, this moment of rediscovery not only revived the legacy of a young pharaoh, but also transformed how we study and appreciate ancient Egyptian civilization as a whole. It's a perfect example of how history can be rediscovered and reinterpreted, connecting to a broader theme of uncovering the secrets of the past. Now let's move on to part 5, Legacy, Peace and Progress. In this final section, I want to highlight how the past influences our present and future. Legacy is about the lasting impact that individuals and movements leave behind. It reminds us that our actions today can shape tomorrow's world. Peace, on the other hand, is the foundation for sustainable development and growth. Without peace, progress stalls and opportunities are lost. Finally, progress itself is a continuous journey, a testament to human resilience and the drive to improve. Connecting these points, we see how the legacy we build and the peace we cultivate are essential for ongoing progress. This theme ties everything together, emphasizing that understanding our history and striving for harmony are key to creating a better future. The Egyptian Mummy Project has made incredible progress, having scanned over 600 mummies to date. This effort is helping us uncover the secrets of ancient Egypt in ways we never imagined. Among these, Tutankhamun, commonly known as King Tut, was the first to be scanned. His scan marked a major milestone, placing him at the forefront of archaeological discovery, just as he once was a central figure in royal life. After the scan, Zahi Hawass, who is the Secretary General of Egypt's Antiquities Council, shared his relief and satisfaction. It was a significant moment, reassuring us that this technology is advancing our understanding of these ancient remains safely and effectively. And, of course, King Tut now rests peacefully in his tomb, protected by the image of Osiris, the god of the afterlife. This scene symbolizes how science is helping us piece together his story, revealing more about his life, death, and the rich cultural context of his time. All of these efforts connect to our overall goal, using modern technology to unlock the mysteries of the past and preserve Egypt's incredible history for future generations. Thanks so much for taking the time to be here today. I really appreciate your attention and engagement throughout this presentation. I hope you found the insights and information helpful and inspiring. Remember, the key takeaways are not just about the details we discussed, but about how you can apply them in your own work and projects. Together, we've explored how innovation and collaboration drive success, and I encourage you to carry that momentum forward. Once again, thank you for your participation and interest. I look forward to seeing what you achieve next.